Good day, this is your planning briefing recorded on November 5th. We'll start out with the timing of some snow that is expected to develop later on this evening and continue on through tonight. Now the main thing that we've seen that seems a little bit different is that the snow could make it a little bit farther to the west, so the passes along the divide will all get into the mix. And we are also seeing this area that's starting to show up near Flathead Lake. We don't really have much for accumulations showing up in that part of the forecast area, but it is worth watching since it does look like it could actually be snowing. So this starts to work in. We'll loop it through one more time. This evening, Marias Pass gets into the mix and it starts to work its way over to Kalispell, which doesn't look like it'll have much for accumulations. And then as we get through the night and early morning, we start to see some of these returns farther to the south. And we have added just a little bit of snow in for places like Homestake Pass and McDonald Pass. And it does seem like the majority of this is going to be fairly light, and the only other piece of the puzzle will be some wind. But as for timing, the only timing graph that really showed much of anything was Marias Pass. And it's really that kind of later on in the evening time frame that has the majority of the snow, and that's after the temperature starts to drop when we switch over to east winds. Speaking of wind, here's a look at when our wind is supposed to start up. So this evening we start to see east and northeast winds into northwest Montana, and then they expand westward through time. And you'll see the majority of the wind stays from somewhere around like I-90 or Highway 12 north, and the strongest winds are expected to be mainly along Highway 2. So some 30 to 40 mile per hour winds will be the main concern as we get up through later on this evening and tonight. So for the matrix, to simplify this, past snow for southwest Montana and northwest Montana, mainly just along the divide is what we're pointing out here. And it looks like Idaho will pretty much be missed out of this, and west central Montana might just have a little bit of wind and maybe just some snowflakes, but not a big deal. After this little weather system passes, we get back into just kind of a normal pattern of fairly dry until we get to around Sunday. That's when the next wave of kind of easterly winds could start. So I highlighted most of Montana for that. Past snow for southwest Montana, and maybe just some snow, light snow for the rest of western Montana. And again, it looks like high pressure will mostly dominate Idaho, so north central Idaho and Lemhi County are not really expected to have very many impacts. We'll keep an eye out for changes, and the next recording will be on Thursday.